We often believe that holding money means power, that having it means control, and losing it means weakness. But it's an illusion because power does not come from money, it comes from alignment. So, money is just energy, a symbol, a reflection of your internal state. Many people struggle with money not because it is hard to earn, but because they have an energetic resistance towards it. Either they chase it with desperation, believing that it will complete them, or they reject money out of guilt, thinking spirituality in its real sense means detachment from wealth. However, both are extremes rooted in attachment, whether through desire or avoidance. The true mastery is neutrality, seeing money as a tool rather than a source of identity. Now, esoteric teachings across different traditions reveal that money in itself, like everything else, follows the laws of the universe. The Kabbalion states that the all is mind, the universe is mental. What it necessarily means in terms of money is not just about numbers in your bank account. It's an extension of your consciousness, mirroring your beliefs, emotions, and energetic state. So, in this video, we are going to understand how to shift into alignment with money by using different esoteric teachings, different religions and traditions, right? So, the number one thing that you need to understand is that the esoteric nature of money, which is energy, not morality. Now, pay attention to what I'm going to say, right? Money in itself carries no inherent vibration. It is neutral. It is merely a medium of exchange, like breath, food, or water. What gives it meaning, though, is how you relate to it. Right? In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 47, it is written that you have a right to perform your prescribed duties, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your action. Now, when we talk about money, what it necessarily means is that act in alignment, but detach from the outcomes. When you attach your worth, your security, your happiness to an external factor, in this case, money, you shift into a lower frequency, one which is ruled out of fear and scarcity. But when you see money as a byproduct of aligned action, it flows effortlessly. Similarly, in Dhammapad, verse 3, it is written that the mind is everything. What you think, you become. If you believe that money is hard to get, that you must struggle for it, or that it is inherently something to corrupt, you create that experience from within. But if you shift yourself to see it just an expression of energy exchange, you move from resistance to receptivity. You are more open to receive it. Number 2, money is a servant, not a master. Now, another teaching from Bhagavad Gita is that there is this beautiful and powerful example of money becoming a trap, is the story of the Pandavas in Mahabharata, and it mirrors how it can control you, right? When you make decisions out of fear, out of greed, out of attachment, instead of flowing with abundance, you become enslaved by it. So the story goes like Yudhishthir, which represents the Manipura, the solar plexus, the chakra of human consciousness. He loses everything in the dice game, not because he lacks intelligence, but because he is emotionally attached to the outcome. Now, he is representing one of the chakras of the human consciousness, which is very crucial, right? So, he plays the game, the dice game, which is representing the illusions of the world. He plays the game believing that he has control, but in reality, the dice game, which represents the illusions of the world, just like the money, the more attached you are to it, the more you resist its flow. And this directly mirrors how most people relate to money. The material world operates on Maya, the illusion that external wealth brings security, control, happiness, whatsoever. Because what you need is, of course, money, but mainly what you need are the latter things. You need security, you need happiness, and you think that getting money will give you them. So just as Yudhishthir gambled with this belief that he could manipulate the outcome, people gamble their energy on money, believing they can control financial success through sheer effort or attachment by taking physical action. But the truth is, money is an energy that flows in alignment with one's inner frequency. You need to be in the alignment of that frequency. So, in monetary terms, this means that use wealth as a means to expand, to contribute, to create, not as an identity. When money is a servant to your vision, it flows. When it becomes your master, when it reaches above you, it traps you. And that's where it becomes corrupt, so to say. Number 3. Money is not low vibration, right? The attachment to it is. People often misunderstand the idea of detachment. When we talk about detachment, it does not mean rejecting money. Because let's be real, you cannot do anything without it, right? It necessarily means that not letting money define your inner state. The Bible reinforces this in Matthew, right? No one can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both gods and money. So esoterically, what it means is that money is not evil, right? It means that if you worship money, if it dictates your emotions, your internal state, your choices, your worth, you lose your spiritual alignment. But if you use money with awareness, without fear, without greed, it remains in harmony with your life, right? Similarly, the Kabbalion teaches about the law of polarity, which is that everything is dual in nature. Everything has its polar opposite poles. Everything has its opposite, right? This applies to money in the sense that it can indeed be used as a tool of liberation or trap of illusion, which is Maya, depending upon how you just use it. Now, let's take for example, imagine there are two people receiving the same $10,000, right? One is gripped by fear, clings to it very tightly, afraid of losing even a cent. They hesitate to spend, constantly worrying about running out, right? And every other financial decision that they have to take, it feels like a battle between scarcity and survival. Even though they have money, they necessarily remain trapped in a mindset of lack, unable to enjoy it at all. Now, on the other hand, secure in the flow of abundance, the other person sees money as an opportunity rather than a lifeline. They invest in things, they expand their life, perhaps learning a skill, a business, something that is aligned with their purpose, knowing that wealth, like energy, multiplies when circulated with the right intent. They do not constantly think about it's going to get away from them. They do not spend recklessly, but they also do not fear money leaving, because this person trusts that it will return in greater forms. The same $10,000, but two entirely different realities. One that is bound by scarcity, fear, and the other one which is free in abundance. This is the law of polarity at work. Money is neither good or bad. It is justice. It is the energy behind it that it determines whether it becomes a tool of growth or a chain of limitations. Also, let me know your insights and reflections regarding money in the comment section below. And I would love for you guys to use this space as a place of your own personal reflections, right? So, now the main thing, which is that how do we actually align with the energy of money without feeling any guilt or attachment, right? All right. And before starting, please write these points down because these are very crucial. All right. So, number 1 is shift from chasing to attracting. Money follows energy. If your vibration aligns with abundance, without desperation, it flows naturally. The Kabbalion states that in order to change your mood or mental state, change your vibration. Instead of worrying about money constantly, elevate your being, your state of being. Focus on being rather than taking a physical actions. You need to be the vibrational match of what attracts money rather than something that chases the money. Right? Number 2, detach from scarcity thinking. Losing money does not mean losing power. Understand this. Power comes from alignment, not your bank balance. The Dhammapad, the verse 121, says that do not think lightly of good, saying that it will not come to me. Right? Drop by drop is the water pot filled. Likewise, the wise man, gathering little by little, fills himself with good. Wealth is built energetically before it manifests physically. Something small can compound to something so much bigger and ultimately into financial abundance. Number 3, use money to expand, not escape. Ask yourself this: am I using money to align with my purpose or not to just cover up my fear? Spend and learn in the ways in which you can serve your vision. And number 4, recognize that wealth is your birthright. The Bible states that, fear not, little flock, for you it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Abundance is always your birthright. It is always, always, always available for you. But it flows best when not clung to desperately. Understand this: money is merely an extension of your energy. So it is not about rejecting money, it's about mastering its energy rather than being mastered by it. Something cannot be bigger than you. The real shift happens when you see money as a byproduct of alignment, not as something to chase or to avoid. When you no longer place money above you, when you no longer place it on a pedestal or something to fear, something that you're going to lose, you step into true abundance, because money does not make you powerful. Your alignment with it does. Your vibration, your energy does. So the main role is your inner alignment. When you are in alignment, money is just a natural extension of that. And with that, I will see you in the next video.